Hello, everyone. And this week we're going to learn about the objectives this week are create and use abstract classes, the use of dynamic method binding, create arrays and subclass objects, use object class and its methods, the use of inheritance, and achieve good software design, how to create interfaces, and we've already used packages. So with this video, I'm going to talk about abstract classes, and I'm going to talk about interfaces. Um, Talk about how they'll be utilized and how they work in different professions and so forth. But the thing is, once you learn about interface and abstract classes, you could use them in other programming languages. It doesn't have to be Java. It could be .NET. It could be and or other programming languages that are working with object-oriented programming. So, all right. So first thing I'm going to do here is I already have a package set up. So I'm going to click New and create a class. And we're going to call this class Machine. All right, I guess I have to type it here. Machine. And I'm just going to hit return. So we're going to have multiple classes. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have just kind of comment this out real quick. Classes that will have we'll have a machine that'll do some of the work. We'll have a car class. We'll have a camera class and an app class, which is basically your emulator. So kind of give you an example of what we're doing here. All right, so the first thing I did here is it's called week 5, public class is machine. We need to declare an integer. So I'm going to go private int ID return. Then I'm going to set up another public ID. So we're going to use our get and set. So we're going to do public int, actually, public int get ID. We're going to do a return ID. All right. Doesn't like something I have here. What am I missing? All right, public and return ID. All right, what am I doing? Get ID. All right, so I have my private ID here. Seeing what I messed up on here. Oh, I think I see. 1 second. Okay, sorry, I'm just looking around here. So I want to probably put this down here because it's going to be ending eventually. But right now, okay. See, I had it over here, and then I had this starting it, and it didn't know what was going on. So we have our put a comment here. Get ID. So ever get return ID. Awesome. Now we need a set ID. So we'll do public void set ID. We'll pass a parameter of an ID, which is the one at the top there. And then we're going to say this because we're talking about this ID, this class ID equals ID. All right, good. So we close that. Now we have to set up our we're not gonna have it here yet, but let's see here. Place our abstract calls. So we'll have, and it shouldn't really work. So we'll have public. We could do it right now. Extract void start. Now that doesn't exist yet, so it's not going to work. So we'll do abstract. Actually, let's not do that yet, and then we'll come back and do this when we're done. So that way we don't have any crap blown up on us. All right, so we need machine. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over to, let's see, what should we do first? We'll start with our car class. So let's go over here, right click and do class. Call car. All right. So remember, machine is our main class, so we're gonna have to extend that. So we're gonna do public class car, and then we're gonna do extends machine, because that's the class that we're going to be using. Let's see, let's come down here. We'll need an override here. We're going to have public void start, and we're going to say, oops, what did I miss? Need that. Then we're going to do a system output. I'm going to say starting ignition, I guess. Something like that. All right. Public start. Ooh, did I do something wrong? I did have an override in there. Maybe I didn't have an override. I have an override. Control Z. I don't see it. Public void start. What am I doing? All right, so as you notice here, we have a problem because it's saying, hey, you know what? This doesn't exist because we're extending from machine, which is over here, and we don't have that. And we're going to make our abstract calls, but what we need here is we're going to do a public void, call it run. And here's where we'll put our abstract at. We'll call it start. We'll put everything here now. We'll do stuff, call it anything. I'll just say shut down. And these guys are aired out for now, but I'm not worried about it. So we'll come over here. This should work. Now I do have a start. Okay, it's still not working. So maybe I need to place my abstract call here. So we'll do public abstract void start. Gotta call it. All right, let's see if that works. All right, so that is working. Let me see something here. Save for now. All right, so this is not working because we don't have anything there, and this is not working because we're not calling the main instance yet. But what is going on? Let's just leave it there. We'll fix it up. All right, so the next thing that we want to do here is we'll come back to that. We need to do basically the same stuff here. So let's make this easy and do copy and paste. And copy paste. So we have start, we need do stuff, and we need shut down. Shut down. Now we need to change these guys here and put driving. Let's see here. Shut down, switch off ignition. All right, let's see what we're missing here. All right, so let's put, we did do, all right, public abstract void do stuff. We call that. I apologize. It's been a while since I wrote this, so bear with me. I'm just trying to come up with something off the top of my head. Shut down. All right, so this is fine. And the reason this isn't working is we have to set up a main emulator, and that's why this is a little hairy. I think, at least that's what I think. All right, so that's fine there. This guy is acting crazy, but we'll come back to him. So in the meantime, let's go over and set up that main class and come back. So let's go to new class. We'll just call it app.java. So it's public class app. All right, and then we come down here and we'll say, oh, I forgot to choose this. Void main. I meant to choose that string. See, I mean, you could type it out. It's not a problem. It's just more typing. All right, so we have that there. And we need to do car because we're going to use car class and we're going to call it something. So we're going to say car. We're going to say car1 equals new car. So now we're going to inherit from my car. So we're going to say car1 dot set ID give it, I don't know, 99. Give it something. And then we're going to call it. We're going to say car1 dot run. All right, why didn't it like it? All right, set ID. We'll just say 44. All right, I must have did something wrong there. All right, so we have the car1 equals car. Save that. Let me go back in the machine. All right, what am I doing wrong here? All right, so I had some stuff in the wrong order here. I should have erased it and went back and showed you what I did, but as you see here, I have the private ID. I just had things in the wrong order. Returning the ID, setting the ID, and then we have our static. I knew something was acting really weird there, so that is why. So now that should look good. Okay. So let's go back to app Java. So that's the car one. So let's see if we run that part and see if that works at least. It looks good. Yeah, save it. Yeah. So let me hit run. All right, so starting ignition, driving, switch off. So it worked because we called that class, we give it a 44, and you give it some type of ID. We're not doing anything with the ID. Then we come over to car, and when it hits start in that abstract class, it goes over here, calls this, and so forth. So when that runs, let's see here, it uses the machine. The machine is the one class, and all the machine's being used to get an ID and set an ID. Even though we're not displaying that ID for now, we're using that part of it. But when the run kicks off, it starts it, and it calls if you right click on something, I'm not sure if I told you this before, if you find like something you want to see where it goes, if you right click on it and go to open declaration, it'll go over, which just takes you here. And the same thing here, open declaration, takes you here. So it takes you in that abstract area. But in this case, is the main part. It's like the main emulator, so it's calling and doing certain things. So now what we're going to do is set up another class, and we could call it anything we want to call it. So let's do right click, class. We'll call this one camera is fine. So camera, finish. So public class camera extends. And we'll call it machine class. Override. Public void. We'll do the same thing. Start. I'll show you why. Public class camera. Ooh, extends machine. That's what I got. Override. Alright, so this should be fine after we get it completed. So what we're going to do is copy and paste this and use other things. So we already got start. So we need do stuff. And then we need shutdown. And then we could put starting. Let's see, put taking a photo. And then we'll put shutting down the camera. All right, so now we have that there. Everything looks good. Shutting down the camera, hit save. So we could use these same classes as you see here. I'm going to reopen this in a second here. I have to make a change here. But see, machine, here's the abstract part. It's doing one thing only. We have run, and it has start, do stuff, and shut down. Now we're using multiple classes. We're using the camera class, and we're using the car class, and they're calling the same abstract in order to run, so that these guys can run. So what we need to do is we need to come out here and we need to make a call there, because now we need to say, hey, you know what? We need this guy to run here. So we need to say, we already have car, so we need to do the camera. We need to say camera, and say cam1 equals new camera. Let's see here. We could do cam1, give it some ID, 44, say 45. And then we say cam1 dot run. Boom. Now if we run it, it'll run that and say starting camera, taking a photo, shutting down a camera. So that'll be an example of an abstract class. So remember, an abstract class is a class that is declared abstract. It may or may not include abstract methods. They can't be instantiated, but they can be subclassed. It's a method that is declared without an implementation, without braces, and followed by a semicolon, like we did there. So it's a different way. We'll talk about interfaces, and just to kind of give you an FYI, you know, abstract classes compared to interfaces. So abstract classes are similar to interfaces. You cannot instantiate them, and they may contain a mixed methods declared with or without the implementation. However, with an abstract class, you can declare fields that are not static and final and define public, protected, and private concrete methods. But with an interface, all the fields are automatically public, static, and final, and all methods that you declare or define as your default methods are public. In addition, you can extend only one class, whether or not it is an abstract class, whereas you can implement any number of interfaces. So hopefully that makes sense. It seems like a handful. So this video right here is strictly on abstract classes. I'll do another video on interfaces. Thank you for listening.